Civilization or Barbarism, an Authentic Anthropology by Dr. Cheikh and Diop. In fact, to elevate a 5 million ton stone monument to a 148-meter height and comprised of blocks of several tons, one had to have solid knowledge of mechanics and, above all, of statistics. The knowledge of the theory of leverage was indispensable, and Strove writes. Also, we must admit that in mechanics the Egyptians had more knowledge than we wanted to believe. He adds, the Egyptian plans are as correct as those of modern engineers. The Egyptians are the inventors of the scale, referring to figure 42 representing a scale from 1500 BCE. One notices that the manipulator acts on slides in an initial position symmetrical to the central support, which is a refined manner of weighing. It is an astute way of playing masterfully on the length of one's of the lever's arms, that is part of the scale, and of displacing the center of gravity of the system. The scale is the first rigorous scientific application of the theory of leverage. The first three propositions of Archimedes' book on the equilibrium of planes consider a lever weighty bodies hanging at each of its extremities and a point of support. They then successively establish that when the arms of the lever are equal, the weights supposedly in balance are also equal, and that unequal weights will balance at unequal distances from the point of support, the heaviest weight corresponding to the shortest distance. The Shaduf, 1500 BCE, was already a mechanical application in Archimedes' sense of the lever with unequal arms, figure 43. Similarly, Archimedes would not invent the, the continuous screw, the spiral in Syracuse, Sicily, but during a trip to Egypt, where this screw was invented. Evidently, centuries before the birth of Archimedes, as Strabo's account proves. On the use of this screw in Spain for pumping water out of the mines, Diodorus of Sicily writes, what is so amazing is that the miners pump the water entirely by means of Egyptian screws that Archimedes of Syracuse invented during his trip to Egypt. But Ver adds, in spite of this account, there still is doubt about the origin of this equipment, which perhaps goes back to a much earlier antiquity. In fact, Strabo also mentions the use of this screw in Egypt without attributing its invention to Archimedes. Far be it for us to say that Archimedes, or the Greeks in general, who came 3,000 years after the Egyptians, did not go further than they in the different domains of knowledge. We simply want to say that, as honest scholars, they should have each time put things straight by clearly indicating what they had inherited from their Egyptian masters and what they themselves contributed. But almost all of them failed to observe this elementary rule of intellectual honesty. And we'll pause right there and continue back. Civilization or barbarism. We're in chapter 16. Hi, it's Harvey.